Yo, it's your boy Holy Shabazz back with another reaction video. HOLYSHABAZZ. Like I always say, I don't care what they say about you streets. Your boy Pablo mess with your main. You already know. If you ain't know, Papoose and Remy Ma broke up. Remy Ma be cheating on Papoose. Papoose is obviously very sad about that. But he is doing something which I kind of appreciate as a young man, which is he's being honest and like kind of saying shit that happened behind the scenes. Because usually what she's doing, what all women do whenever a man and woman break up, immediately Remy Ma goes into that, oh, he was terrible and he just didn't buy me this and he wasn't fucking me right and he wasn't fulfilling me. And he's coming out and he's be like, nah, that's not the case. Because a lot of times in the past, dudes have just allowed women to get that off and they just ride off into the sunset and allow people to think, oh, you were the bad guy, niggas just don't care, fuck it, you know? But we've done that for so long that now automatically society assumes whenever two people break up, a man and woman break up, it's always the man's fault, even though women are just as terrible, if not more terrible, than men. We know this scientifically now. So it's just real that Papoose is coming out and being like, nah, I did not get you shit. I've been buying you shit. And he's showing his receipts. And he's calling her out for the terrible woman she is. So we all know. So we're going to react to that video right now. Just shout out to Papoose. And all Urban Central. Let's get it.
Every birth
title of this video is, it was disgusting. Papoose says he caught Remy Ma in bed with a chick after cheating at their home.
birthday we celebrate as a family. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back further. When she was away, I visited her.
Nigga be talking too slow. I be hating that. Should be a whole bunch of filler. We gonna go 1.5. I don't give a fuck.
All the time. I visited her so much that I feel like I know a lot of the people she was locked up with. Because I sat on the visiting floor from 8 in the morning to 3:15 when the visit is over. So through that time, she would just tell me certain situations that was going on in the jail and all of that. Anybody from Bedford Hills, can you please step to the front? Anybody who's in Bedford Hills with her, please step to the front. Okay, moving on along. Visited her all the time, so she told me plenty of stories. So I know these people. She had a friend that she was away with. Right? Okay. Do I want to say this individual's name? Let me just move along with the story. She had a certain individual who she was locked up with. I always heard this person's name. I ain't think nothing of it. Cool. It's her friend.
Should have thought something of it.
Okay, she's home now. We celebrate all holidays together. If you look down my page, I hate to say this, but it's one of the things that I want y'all to look at. Because when she said about me spending money, you'll see the gifts being bought. You'll see the diamond necklaces and chains being bought when she started the league. Since she wanted to fabricate and say, oh, he never wanted me to start the league. You see that. You see the Mother's Days. You see the Christmas. You see the birthdays. But you know what an ungrateful person says? They downplay that. They down.
Yeah, an ungrateful person who act like you never did it.
Downplay that. So the most important part is not the materialistic things, what she seems to keep talking about. Y'all notice that? Every time she's talking about me, it's about materialism and fabricating about money because she thinks that y'all think she's the bigger artist. So she's playing along with that. She thinks that y'all think she's rich. This is the same individual who just texted me a screenshot and said, this is how much money I got. You know what I'm saying? But moving on along. So the holiday, this time her birthday comes, she's been home a couple years. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but she informed me, hey, such and such just came home, one of the individuals who she was locked up with. So I said, oh, okay, that's cool. But I remember the name from when she was away. I don't think nothing of it. Oh, this year, we always celebrate our birthdays together. Me, her, and the baby birthday, my birthday, our family. They all come around. It's like, that's how I was raised, so I'm real big on family. So this particular year, she says, I want to have an all-girls party. So I'm like, okay. So you don't want me and the baby to come? All right. No, just my friends, all girls. I'm like, damn, that's a little, I don't want to say strange, but I was like, okay, we usually do it as a family, but this is cool. You want to have it with all girls. So she has the all girls party. I don't go. I falls back. The friend who's incarcerated.
I'm telling you, a lot of them all girls parties, bro, be freaky. A lot of them all girls parties.
It comes to the crib. She attends an all girls party, all the friends, cool. After that, we had like a little dinner in the basement or whatever at the crib. So this is the first time I seen homegirl outside of when they was in the penitentiary together. So I see her at the crib. Okay, she stayed for a couple days. She spent the night. Cool. A little activity was a little weird, but I didn't think nothing of that. Moving on along, she comes back to the crib on another occasion. So this time when she comes to visit the crib, every night when it's time to go to bed, she's telling me, oh, I'm gonna go sleep in the guest room with such and such. I don't even want to say this individual name because I ain't even trying to give her no clout. She's a extreme clout chaser. So I don't even want to say her name. So she tells me, I'm going to sleep in the guest room with such and such. I said, okay, that's cool. I sleep in the room by myself. Big ass crib, big ass room, everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I bought through the whole crib, all the utilities in my name, that's another story, but she fabricated. Moving on along, that's documented too, because I've been paying it out the same account for over 15 years, whatever, or more. Moving on along, I sleep in the room by myself. I don't think nothing of it. Next day, same thing. I said, damn, babe, you sleeping in there again? She like, yeah, I'm just staying with such and such, right? I said, all right, cool. Anybody in Bedford Hills, can you please step to the front? So now I'm like, damn, this shit weird. The hell? You feel me? So at this time, I try to be intimate. I'm keeping it 100 with you. I try to be intimate with her. And she came into bed with me. She hugged and kissed me, the whole thing. And at this time, I'm trying to be intimate with her. When it's time to go down, she slipped out of it. And I'm like, oh, okay. After she do that, she go back to sleep in the room with homegirl this particular night. I said, something's fishy here. I said, I ain't no rocket scientist, but this ain't add up. You feel me? So I said, damn, something wrong, something ain't right here. So one time, I had to go do something. I had to go handle some business. So I go handle business. I come back in the crib. It's a big-ass crib. And they got like a long walkway to get to our bedroom. It's like a long walkway. And then on the other side is the other rooms. So I come in the crib. As soon as I walk in, I look down towards our bedroom. I see my daughter in our room by herself.
By herself? So she can go eat the box.
I said, yo, what the heck? Where the hell she at? So I go up the other side. When I tell you this, it's a big crib, so it's a long walkway. I go to the other side. I go in the room. She in the bed. I don't see homegirl, though. It's like she booked it or something when I came. But I see a whole plate, peanuts, cashew, all these type of raisins all laid out. But my daughter in the room by herself. So I said, yo, why the baby in the room by herself? She made some bullshit excuse. Extreme liar. You never seen a liar like this in your life.
I have.
I said, where homegirl at?
Women just lie like... I'm telling you, honor is a masculine trait. I'm going to keep saying that. Honor is a masculine trait. There is no woman of her word. Lying is nothing to a woman.
She didn't even answer that. It was just like a weird answer. I pushed past that. Moving on along. I hate to say this, y'all. I hate to say this. But you want to know why she started having so much animosity towards me? Because I ended up finding out the truth, y'all. And I'm not saying this because it's a bad thing, but I'm saying this because, and when I say not a bad thing, because I don't judge people who live that lifestyle. But she has done a lot of bashing towards people who live that lifestyle and talk so bad about them and say so many.
And that's a lot of black women. A lot of black women, if you meet a black woman and you don't like her, immediately she's gonna call you gay. You gotta like dick, But then if you ask her a few questions, she done ate a few boxes. She got a couple coochies in there. It's like, so you actually do gay shit. You actually are gay, which is nothing wrong with that. But it's crazy that you using gay as an insult towards other niggas when they don't like you or when they do something they don't like, when you're actually gay. When you are actually a homosexual. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, like mental gymnastics that black women do all the time. I don't be understanding that shit. Quick to call niggas gay and then have done some gay shit. So it's like, what the fuck?
He found things about them that it hurted her so bad that I knew the truth.
That you are that. You're that. That's why you're so mad about that shit. That's why you quick to call a nigga, oh, he gay. Because you're actually gay. It's crazy. It's like you the gayest.
So, on another day...
And again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's really nothing wrong with being gay. This is who you want to fuck. That's nobody's business. But I have seen it so many times, bro. You see it on the internet. You see it in real life. Like, tell a black girl you don't like her. You gotta be gay. You gotta be gay. But then you'll ask her a few questions, and she'll talk about mess around with her homegirl on some gay shit, so you're actually gay. You know what I'm saying? It's just wild.
I caught her.
Just because Drake says we like girls and like girls, don't mean that every nigga like girls and like girls. It don't mean that shit ain't gay. You still gay. Just because rap says that shit is cool, don't mean it's not gay. You still gay.
This individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them. Ended up catching it. Now,
wait, what?
With this individual. On another day, I caught her with this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them.
So they doing lesbian sex in front of the daughter.
Ended up catching it. Now, this individual is a female. So I can't do nothing to her. I don't put my hands on females. Y'all want to know what I did? I told the individual, I said, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be honest. I didn't put my hands on her. Because I'm not going to do that. I don't hit women. But I told her to get out.
Nah, that's the least you could have did. If you would have uppercutted her on the way, I don't think anybody would have held it against you. But, I mean, this is what I keep saying. I'm going to keep saying. You can't whoop the hoe out your girl. Once you see that your girl is moving towards that hoe shit, you just leave her, bro. That's the only option. There's no, please stop being a slut, baby. I love you. There's none of that. There's no, please. There's no, oh, if you keep being a slut, I'm going to beat your ass. There's none of that. If you see that, like, the girl you like is a whore, which sometimes, just like they said, women act like men change, women change too. Women go from, oh, I want to be your wife, and blah, 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 and I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and I'm going to listen to you, and then one day they wake up and watch a TikTok, and they be like, actually, I'm unfulfilled in this relationship now that we have 3 kids together, and all of our finances are entwined. I think I need to throw all of this away and go fuck some dude in Arizona I've been talking to on Facebook Messenger for 2 months. You know what I mean? They will do that. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll go fuck somebody, they'll do that. Once you see that, you have to accept that, let her go, move on, never mess with that person again. That's why niggas say fuck them kids. Sometimes you have to say fuck them kids. She gonna take them kids, run away, and try to use them as a ploy to fuck with you for the rest of your life. Gotta say fuck them kids. You only get one life. You cannot allow a woman to control you in any way. You only get one life. Every second she's controlling you and manipulating you into feeling one way or another is another second you've lost that she won of your life.
I said,
even all this that Papoose is doing, you can tell he's hurt. Even though he got a new shorty and they look happy, and I'm sure she's, better for him. You still hurt about that shit. That's why he's venting about it. But it's good that he has another woman that's better and fits his program better as a man and can help push his agenda more and propaganda as a man so they can build as a family. But I'm glad he's doing this, but I understand he's doing this out of hurt, because it's like, you put so much, as men, we are givers, bro. You give women so much, or at least you're supposed to be. You give women so much, give, and then randomly she just wake up and be like, I know you've been giving me everything, baby, we got kids together, baby, we got houses, I don't give a fuck. I'm out of here. And you see that happen to so many men over and over and over. There's really nothing you can do. All you can do is control you, which is just accepting it for what it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let her go. It's gonna hurt for a little bit. Play some Call of Duty. Hit the gym. Lift some weights. But you gotta move on. You don't hit her. You don't try to cry her into staying with you. You let her go. Be a hoe. What you see a person is who they say they is, you have to allow that person to be the person that they are. That's all you can do.
Because I feel very disrespectful.
Never go back. I'm one of them people who never go back to old relationships. Never go back to old homies. Never go back ever.
Respected.
Life is too short to go back to some shit you already did.
That took place in my house while my daughter was right there on the bed.
That shit is disrespectful.
And you know what she did? Blame me.
Of course, that's what they all do. Accountability. 0.5 accountability versus 10,000 women. I'm putting 1,000 on that 0.5 of accountability.
Said it wasn't true. Said my ears deceived me. My eyes deceived me. Which goes back to what I was telling y'all earlier. She's the type of person who will say something to you, and 10 to 5 minutes later, she'll say, I didn't see that.
Yep, exactly.
Straight bipolar. Was diagnosed with it. So ever since I caught that, she resented me. She had a lot of animosity towards me because I knew the truth. When you find out the truth about a person, they will despise you.
Shit is true.
I want y'all to know that. So for her to have me shake a dude's hand and sleep with him, it was nothing after that. Because she had it all against me. Mm-hmm. She had all the animosity in the world against me. Why? Because she knows I know the truth. And it's not even something that I judge. Like I said,
it's not even something that's bad. It's just something that she doesn't want other people to know. It's something that she's ashamed of. That's what I really hate that the liberal media has done, is they've made it like shame is a bad thing. Shame is a natural response. There's this naturally, when you lose a game, you feel a little bit of shame. It's natural. It's a good thing. Acting like shame is a bad thing because it hurts is the wrong thing, because you eliminate shame. You eliminate a natural response to things that keeps things in order. That's why you have shameless women out here, because we told them that shame is a bad thing. Well, shame isn't a bad thing. There's a reason why you feel shame. Back in the day, girls was prostitutes and they tried to hide that shit because they felt shame. Now these hoes be dressing just like prostitutes and swear they not, because they have no shame. You see what I'm saying?
I don't judge nobody who lived that lifestyle. I do think it was very disgusting that it took place in the house while my daughter was in the bed. I thought that was very disgusting. And I'm telling y'all this because...
Yeah, that is very disgusting.
Because I know a lot of people think, damn, what that did? What he did? He must have did something. In the normal world, with logical people, civilized people, yes. Not with her. So that whole rant about,
Nah, that's just with any woman, bro. All women be acting, that's what I'm saying. That's why I appreciate that he's doing this, because you're breaking down your side of the story. Most men, when they broke up, they didn't give a fuck. There was no Oprah for men. There was no social media. There's always been Jerry Springer, Oprah, fucking The View, fucking Ellen DeGeneres, all these women that would bring women on to bitch about men. Men have always had to just take their stories and die with them. Even though it's like, yeah, she said I did that, but she don't talk about them 300 niggas she fucked and the money she fucked up over here, or when she wrecked them cars, or when she this with this nigga and this happened. She don't talk about none of that shit. All she talks about is what he did. That's why you notice a lot of these women that post these like men hating TikToks, or you'll see women that'll talk shit about their husband. They never talk about anything they do in the relationship ever. There's never a woman that says, I know I'm not perfect. I know I don't wake up on time, and I know I was supposed to get the kids, lunch, and I don't do that a lot. I miss that a lot. And even though I'm not working, I don't do this, that, and the third. And even though I don't have to work, that's kind of a benefit. Most people have to work. I don't have to work, and I still be. They don't ever say things they do wrong. They just say what the other partner does. That's it. It's bullshit, bro. Men got to start telling the real so we can have a more balanced reality. That's why women manipulate men so much, because we have allowed them to control the narrative. And now they've written the narrative where men are always the bad guy, women are always the good guy, always literally believe women always, and never believe who? Men. Because if you're believing women all the time, who do you usually never got to believe? Men, the other side. You're not believing you and believing you. Crazy. But we've allowed that because as a man, it's manly to stay silent. I had reacted to another video of a dude. He was streaming and his girl's beating his ass while he's streaming. And he's asking his stream as a man while she's hitting him, am I a bitch if I call 911? Am I a bitch if I call the boys right now? My girl, she keeps hitting me. I don't want to hit her back, but she's running through. Yeah. She's telling him, yeah, you're a bitch if you call the police. Because she wants to keep doing this toxic behavior. But if he turned around and boom, and put her to sleep, niggas would label him a demon. That's the sick part. And bitches know that. So while they know that, they abuse that constantly, and there's nowhere for dudes to go and be like, where do I go for my reprieve? That's why you have niggas that eventually just be like, oh, nobody's gonna count, give a fuck, and they just snap, because there's no check on the other side. There's no way for the other side to be held accountable ever. It feels like as a man, it's always your fault. You're always going to be held accountable. But women, whatever. It's always whatever. After a while, you're like, bro, what the fuck? You go crazy. You're like, oh my God.
A person has everything, a good husband, supportive, and this, that, and the third, and support you financially. Why would they cheat? Because that's you. You're
a lot of people do that all the time.
Ungrateful. You're a backstabber. So a normal person, yes, that would be true, but not with you. Don't play that card. Don't play that card. Like I said, she's currently angry at her whole family because they still love me and we still speak. She doesn't speak to nobody in my family. From day one, she's been rude to my whole family, my mother, disrespectful to everybody.
Yep.
Her family
try to separate you from your family because they want to manipulate you and shit. Baby mom was kind of the same way, bro.
Love them.
Not trying to, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to talk to my mom, act like my mom's a problem. She's not even here. She ain't even talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your mom is here all the time. All up in our business, bro. That's not a problem. But my mom says something about you or the way you're doing something, it's a problem. She ain't even here. She's talking to me. Fuck, we see them once in a while. But it's a lot of manipulation women do. And then whenever you try to call it out, they just cry. It's the same thing with that 150 IQ, quote-unquote, Brown University student that I watched, that feminism really is a problem. And until women decide, like, yeah, feminism is trash, we need to drop that. If you want to have a successful relationship with one person, all these women want to have monogamous relationships, but they're listening to advice from women that never have monogamous relationships, never live long married lives. Feminists are always old as shit and single old cat lady ass ladies with hella books, which is fine if that's what you want to be. But I see so many women be like, oh, I want to be married, I want to have kids, I want to grow old with the man, but you're absorbing feminist liberal doctrines that are going to teach you to be a strong, independent woman, which is fine to be strong. It's great. You should definitely be a woman if you want a man, or, you know what I'm saying, at least, you know what I mean, be a woman, you know what I'm saying? But to be independent, that word means to be alone. So when you think of independent, you're by yourself. You need no one by yourself. Independence is alone. You can't be independent and then be in a relationship, which is literally a dependent agreement. A relationship is a dependent agreement. There is dependence implicitly within a relationship, but you're ingesting doctrines that are teaching you to be independent, non-dependent, and then wonder why you get along with no one. because you're ingesting information that's teaching you to be non-dependent when we live in a society, a community that is interdependent on everyone. I'm dependent on a whole bunch of people. You're dependent on a whole bunch of people. Even if you think you're Miss Boss, you depend on everybody. You depend on the people to serve your food correctly. You depend on the people to do the roads correctly. You depend on the people that run the planes. You depend on everyone. We all depend on each other. So to act like you're independent in this world or you're self-made is impossible. It's a stupid thought. But y'all are constantly ingesting this, oh yeah, and dudes too, to an extent, this self-made, I'm self-made, but I think it is so much worse from feminism, because it's not even like I'm self-made, it's just that I'm good by myself, I don't need anybody, when that's just not the truth of society. It's just not the truth.
Like my family to this day, and they will tell you that. And I'm saying that because I'm going to stand on the fact that being honest, they're going to verify that. Never denied them anything, always supported. They ain't never see me disrespect her, violate her, or nothing in no shape, form, or fashion. So if I'm on the list that you claim I am, how your family still love me? But my family, you never show love to nobody in my family. But now you want to try to exploit my son because you think that's something that I'm ashamed of? I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm not ashamed of my son. You can look down my page and you'll see.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, that's Papoose, man. Talk about Remy, and I appreciate that shit for real, bro. I appreciate all older niggas, just explaining they side more often, bro. So it's not just like I'm tired of like the media has been so female centric for decades and decades and decades, and finally dudes are like, we gotta change this, bro. This is not fair. It's not beneficial. It's not going to work. We have to give our side of the story. Our side of the story matters, and it's going to give a more balanced and real perspective on what's going on, bro. Allowing women to just paint these wild pictures of men is negative for all of us, bro. So you got to come up and you got to stand up for yourself. You got to come up and tell your side of the story as a man, and I appreciate it whenever you do. But I also appreciate if you like, comment, subscribe, HOLYSHABAZZ, like I always say, I don't care if they say about you in the streets, your boy Pablo, mess with your man. Follow the Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, all that holy shabazz. Sound Village Cult Worldwide merch on the way. Shout out to the team that's becoming soon, and shout out to you for your support. You feel me? Family, mother, sister, hog, log, frog, father, son, fun, run. You feel me? But until the next one, boy, you better know it.